back on the video for the book Defining a Testing Automation Strategy for APO with CODECEPTION and WordPress. My name is Bruno Flaven. I'm the author of the book, and the book is available for sale on Amazon. And you have, like always, in my GitHub account, all the content for these books. So we will try to work on the chapter 3. I want to present you quickly what is inside, especially this one, WordPress Conception Distrib 4. I would just present you the idea behind this chapter. Okay, so as you've seen in the previous video, we have a front end, we have a back end, and we have also an API because WordPress is coming with it. The idea that as a PO or as a team, you may have to give a go for production and for evolution at the end of a sprint, for instance, if you're in Agile, for each of these elements. So you need to be sure that you can cover with test and there is no regression and no side effects. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is I'm going to show you these tests. So I've made some suite. For instance, this is a specific one for API. I will show you the one for the back office. And I will show you also the Gherkin. Gherkin is a common language that is useful for a user story that can be converted into test, especially with CODECEPTION. And it's very easy. And what is interesting is that if you write down a user story or if you write down a Gherkin feature, what is cool is that it's understandable by everyone. And also, it can be shared through the whole team, but you can make it work directly with CODECEPTION. But basically, sometimes you're writing features that have nothing to do, or you're writing Gherkin features that have nothing to do with the application. So there's the rework behind, and it's a very, very tedious process. Okay, so let's go for the API. Then I will launch the test. So the idea behind is that, for instance, you may have a mobile application that is consuming the JSON file, so you ensure that the format of your content is still correct. Let's see, inside I've stored the format things inside the API, and you can see that I'm testing the user format, I'm testing the post schema, and I'm testing also the journalist. Journalist is one of the features that have been developed for this website, which is the profile of a journalist that can be seen also on the front. And so you can ensure that everything regarding this journalist is okay, contributor, whatever. It's quite important. Okay, so this is the test that I'm making, and I want to be sure as a PO and as a team that the JSON has no regression and there is no side effect because this element can feed thousands of applications. Okay, so that was the API. Let's go for the back office. Very simple one, but what is interesting is that I've integrated the idea of multilingual. Sometimes most of the tests are just done for one language, and here with WordPress it's very easy to change. Let's say I want to test the back office and I want to change the language. So basically, so there's not only the language, there's also the general settings element. Sorry, I'm ensuring that the element, for instance, a blog description, the baseline is still the same. There's still a user, there's still the admin user, which means there is no regression on some key value, especially if you're working with marketing. There will be, okay, the baseline, just another WordPress website, has disappeared or is incorrect. Please, can you correct it? So you ensure that core value of your website are okay, are both okay in the back office, but also on the front. Okay. So for instance, and you can test it if you have several languages. You can test it in a different language. For instance, let's go for French, and I would choose French. So the same test is applying. It's a very basic integration, I know, but still it's you have the idea as a strategy. Think about the multilingual strategy. Okay, so that was the purpose of this presentation. I go back to English, and then okay, I come back to English, and then if I launch the test, everything will be okay. Okay, it's come back to subscriber, etc. That's English. Okay, so that was the English, and the last thing I want to present you from this chapter is the Gherkin. So the Gherkin is a very intuitive language to present your user story. So this user story can be also the test of the feature. This one is a basic feature. This is a login feature, but you can make much more advanced feature. For instance, having ensuring that you have a WordPress installation, ensuring that you have a login, and ensuring, for instance, that you inside the WP admin, you will have the common destination, or you will have, for instance, everything. Okay, so let's go for a simple one. I will check the expert level README because I don't know what it is. Okay, you have it. So for instance, I'm gonna run this one. That's mine. And you see behind, because I've run it with verbose, I see behind what is the definition of done behind, meaning that what is my definition of done of having a WordPress installation. This is pretty interesting. And I can show you that it can be light or it can be much more advanced. For instance, if I go in here, so in the book it's much more explained, but I will just show you the way it can be fun. So here we go. Vanilla. Here we go. This is the test that I'm running here. Okay, so let's say I want a much more light thing. So I would say I would just want to check the site URL. Okay, I will comment that. And then if I launch it, then as you can see, it's just running this. So that's my definition of done for the WordPress installation. I can even say, okay, who cares? I mean, this is not my purpose. This is the administrator of the server. I need to be ensured that the WordPress installation is okay. So I don't make any test of it. Okay? That's not fair, but anyway. Then what is interesting is that you can define your proper definition of done and focus on what has some value. Sorry. Oops. Go back and then turn back. Okay. So that was the presentation for the Gherkin. Okay. And I will make a last video to present you the idea behind automation. So most of the people, I'm not going to present you Jenkins and stuff like that. This is all written in the book, and I'm presenting it step by step. What I want to show you is that as a PO, as somebody, I want to have only one click and to make it this testing executable. For instance, that's the usage I'm going to make of the Gherkin. So that will be the subject of this next video, and maybe also that will be the last video. Thank you for your attention. See you in a minute.